Hey guys, we're at City La Belle Marina, tied up last night. Nice little marina, which is free, which is cool. A bit of road noise over there. So, trying to get caught up on some videos. Y'all know when I was in Western North Carolina this past summer, I started the French Broad River trip. And I'm gonna put out part one of that series. I went and kayaked with Kayak7Seas. He has a channel on YouTube. Y'all check it out. It's gonna be in the description. But I'm getting ready to put that video out. There'll be 2 parts to it. And it was a pretty good time. I think you'll enjoy it. And then I'll get on back to the series here in the river, start this one. But y'all check it out, Kayak7Seas. He's a YouTuber, does a good job. He's got one cool video on there about doing a cave trip. So check it out, and we'll see you soon. On the road, headed to meet a subscriber near Asheville, North Carolina. We're gonna do a paddle on the French Broad River. I think he said 3 or 4 hours or whatever. It is the afternoon. We're supposed to meet at 4, but it's not getting dark till 8, so should be a pretty interesting deal. A little bit of traffic here if I can just get out of that. Shouldn't be any traffic on the river. Hey, hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
All right.
Good to see you.
You too.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
All right, looking cool here.
Yeah, I see you found it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, I don't know if I punched it in on the GPS on the truck. It was taking me to Hendersonville.
Oh.
I was driving, I was actually talking to Marty.
Yeah.
And I'm driving, I'm going, no, he said over near the airport. And I put it back in, so there must be a 1610 Brevard Road in Hendersonville.
It probably is, but
yeah.
The only place I can think of to put in is Westfeld Park, which is up there, and we would have taken out here.
Right. Okay.
But
no, this is to put in or to take
this
out.
is to
Hey,
put
how
in.
you doing?
That's my wife there.
It's just a little creek, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, Bent Creek.
Bent Creek.
That's why I call it Bent Creek Park.
Uh-huh.
Bent Creek's one of the tributaries.
It's pretty big here.
Yeah. It gets further wide open the more we get into Asheville.
Really?
Yeah, and if you were closer to the headwaters, it's a lot narrower.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to do the trip.
Yeah, no, I definitely, and I was noticing coming in there were some tubing. There's a tubing place there because there was a lot of people on the river.
Tubing, yeah.
So are they putting in there or taking or out?
I think that's one of their takeouts.
Oh, okay. So this is an app you got, or what?
Yeah.
What is it?
What is it called? River app, I think. It's run by River app. It's run by USGS.
Uh-huh.
And so I've got like all the different gauges along the French Broad River where we kayak. Although I only pretty much pay attention to the Asheville one.
Uh-huh.
Because I know if it's over like 5,000 there, it gets a little bit hairier.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's still doable, and it takes you too fast, and you just don't enjoy the relaxing paddle.
Well, this is why I reached out to, I haven't told you yet, and it's going to be in one of the videos, but not knowing anything about it, right? So my buddy, he's not really done much either. He's a fireman too. I'm a retired fireman. So I said, well, let me go to the local fire department, at least, because I didn't know anybody yet, right, and get the information from them. What do y'all rescue the most? You know, whatever. So I did that. And then that's when I reached out and said, well, the other thing is somebody that actually does it. So I want to talk to somebody and maybe paddle with someone that's actually done it. How many miles of it have you done? You said
85.
So you've done 85. Yeah, that's a good.
Pretty much. You can't really put in at mile 0 because that's an outfitter owns from there, so they don't let you. It's not a public put in.
Mm-hmm.
But like a mile down the river is where we've actually put in at Champion Park.
I remember we drove by it.
Which
Okay.
is in Rosman.
Okay.
And then we've done it just like 10-mile sections each Saturday at the beginning of the quarantine until we got to Woodfin Dam, which is at like the 85-mile mark.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, I'm planning to do the French Broad really from start to finish. which sounds crazy if you know anything about the river, because there's class 5 rapids when you get way over in the mountains. But so I don't know if I told you, but I did whitewater rapiding for my first time. So this is the build up, and then at some point I want to do that as well. So here is a picture of the French Broad River. It flows for about 218 total miles. It starts out in Rosman in Transylvania County in North Carolina, and it flows all the way down into Tennessee. It confluences with the Holston River there at Knoxville, and between those two it becomes the Tennessee River. I've got a picture somewhere standing on the bank, and someday I'll take Good Times up the Tennessee River and get that picture as well.
I just got an alert coming over here for 150 bucks off, and because I recently paid mine, you know, out. Yeah. And I'm like, well, sounds like it's about time.
Well, we're getting this thing started. What's the name of this park?
Bent Creek.
Bent Creek Park, just outside of Asheville. We're on the French Broad River. It's flowing pretty good. Should be a good time.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't know what you'll see here. We've actually, one morning we put in early, and we saw a bear swimming across.
No way.
Yeah.
You know, I was wondering when I went on that island, that's why I went and stayed on an island. Less chance of a bear, and I'm wondering, now I wonder how often they really cross here.
Oh, they'll swim across.
Yeah. Oh, this is nice already. Oh yeah, getting her done. It's a little warm out too. Brought my rain jacket just in case, because it's been raining every day. So we'll see. When y'all are paddling, do y'all shoot for any particular area up here, or is it just based on the water, like if it's rough or whatever?
We shoot for whatever we feel like that day. If we feel like a longer drive, like this one is actually only like 5-10 minutes from the house.
Well, I meant for as far as navigating the river. You just try to stay out of any rough water, or?
Yeah, we just stay out of the rough water. Really, this section, there really isn't too much rough water. It's once you get further up north.
Is where it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the bridge we're coming up, the I-26 bridge, they're doing a little bit of construction there, so the river's a little bit more narrow. And so sometimes it'll catch people by surprise. They'll get a little too close to the pillars. Yeah. And it'll either bump into them and get pulled in, or something will happen. They're just overconfidence knowing up in the water.
All right, for those of you out of towners like me, my quick lesson is always have a tether on your paddle. Number 2 is, this is something people don't normally say, and I figured out on my own, is when you're trying to control, when you're getting into water and it's running fast, you don't necessarily have to dig down, but use it backwards. That works really well, and I never seen that on any of the videos. So work on going backwards, and it keeps you just as straight with less work. See that? Especially when you're getting it going fast. Yeah, I didn't really think about that, and when I got in the river over there, I realized real quick that going back is sometimes more effective than going forward.
Yeah, it's just a paddle. People have lost GoPros.
Really? Oh, I was flipped. Like the water was, I was in a mess.
Oh yeah.
I was in a mess. That's why I didn't go after the paddle, because I had everything else in here. I didn't lose nothing else. But I was in a mess there for a minute. This is so nice though, not having to work too hard. Good gracious. It's pretty nice here, people. I'm gonna get back to Florida and wished I had current like this. Of course, we do got some rivers, but
yeah. Although it's nice not having one, because you can just park one vehicle and get back to where you started.
That's right.
The river, you gotta have 2 vehicles. plan to ride back somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bear we saw swam right across here.
Wow.
And out of all the times I've been on the river, I've only seen 2 bears.
My plan after the Great Loop is to come up here every summer. So that's why that part up there, I'll start and I'll do them in sections, and then, so maybe 5 years down the road, I should be good at buying a different kind of kayak and doing the more serious sections.
Stuff,
yeah. Definitely ain't doing it in this. Although, you know, I was talking with the fireman, the dude that's over the Swiftwater section. Did you know they have sit-on tops? He said he'd much rather be able to get out of it, you know, if they do flip, and that's what they use, believe it or not. Let me see, it's made right there in Asheville, like something waterway,
yeah.
What is it?
In Swananoa.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it with them so I can get a tour of their factory.
Okay. Uh-huh. So, I understand you got a YouTube channel. What's your channel?
Kayak7Seas.
Kayak7Seas.
Yeah.
Well, strange now, when you first told me that and I searched it, it didn't come right up.
Yeah, because if you put spaces in between Kayak7Seas, you're not going to find it, even though I've tried every trick to make it more searchable.
Okay.
So it's no spaces, just Kayak7Seas, all one word, and then the 7 is the number 7.
So if y'all want to check out some of the local, he's obviously done a lot of these rivers, and check out Kayak7Seas. Sure is a pretty day today. I think it must be about high 70s. Sure some easy paddling. We're approaching the I-26 overpass, so Asheville would be off to our right, I guess. Asheville's off to our right.
Right is mostly Biltmore property.
So to the right, he's saying is Biltmore property. It's a beautiful big house. I'll put a picture of that up. I went to Biltmore years ago when I first got married on my honeymoon. The one and only time I've been married. Went up there, spent a day. It takes a day to walk through that whole thing. Supposedly there's some place here on the river that you can see it, but I guess that's private property all over there. So here's the bridge coming up. See where the water is building up. So gotta try to stay straight, get through it. A little rough. I'm gonna watch him. Kind of interesting here. See him. I can tell that water's moving left, so I'm gonna move right, get on through it, stay straight, and it will drop you over. Good. That's pretty good. Did you? Yeah, those ripples, you can't tell that from a distance, but they're pretty, about 2 foot deep. Interesting. Yeah, well, that's what happened to me. I was wedged, but luckily this good handle, I mean, it was all I could do to get it out. I probably could have let it go on over, but then everything would have dumped out. Yeah. So I was trying to, wow, when we did to Nantahala last week. There was a black family, and I don't think they had been on the water very much. And instead of doing a having to be in a boat where the guide, they all got in duckies, and oh my gosh, wow, that was a mess. Them girl, and the young girl, they looked like they hadn't given her no lessons. I'm telling you, she didn't know what to do with the paddle. We couldn't believe it. We were constantly trying to stay with them because we were scared that she could not do it.
Yeah, some of them outfitters.
I know. I'm like,
they're worried about the money and not people's safety.
Yeah.
They sign a waiver, and that's all there is to it.
I'm like, man, y'all need to like talk to her, tell her. I'm surprised it ain't more built up than what it is. It's nice to see it be.
They can't hear because now that we passed I-26 bridge, both sides are Biltmore property.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So up until we get to Hominy Creek, which maybe it's 2 miles, maybe more, is going to be all Biltmore property both sides.
Wow.
So you'll see no trespassing sign. Well, like that one right there.
Yeah.
On both sides.
See, stuff like this, all I need is a tree near the water, and I can hang my hammock.
And hang it right off of that.
Right off, boy, be right by the water. It's nice. The other day I slept by a creek, not even this far apart, listening to the creek sounds all night long. What's your nationality? From Japan? Y'all do any of this in Japan? None?
Okay. Yeah, first time I took her out with kayaking was down in Cocoa Beach at the 1,000 Islands, the mangroves over there.
It's like a little road there.
Yeah, a little horse trail.
Horse trail?
Yeah.
A little bit of a mountain there. Goes up probably 100 feet.
That's where you can tell, that's where one of the gauges are.
Okay.
We've got a webcam up there too, so if you were watching live, you could see yourself paddle right by it.
What's that on? Where do you see that at?
The USGS.
USGS.
Website somewhere. I can send you a link later on.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to show that from that angle.
Unless you're real experienced.
Oh, I get it.
I don't want to be one of those guys that has to have the fire department come get me because I'm a little bit overconfident.
Yeah.
The outfitters will quit renting inner tubes or kayaks or doing shuttle runs when it gets over 3,000 cubic feet per second.
Okay. That little rock there, you don't really see it until you're right on it.
Yeah.
See, I gotta learn how to read the river, what that means. I didn't realize it was a rock, so now when it's smooth like that, that's obviously a rock.
Yeah, they say if there's a V, you want to go straight towards the V, and then if it's like an upside down V, it shows where the rock is.
It's interesting, very interesting. I was worried it was going to be too relaxed. I am a risk taker by nature. I like to be controlled in my risk taking, and like I consider it a failure that I flipped. However, I don't think it's a bad thing, you know, but I still want to be able to do stuff and manage it appropriately, you know. That's my goal. That's a nice raft. Surely that ain't left.
I don't think so.
It must be.
It must be up in there even.
That's what we went rafting on. That's a $3,000 deal there.
Usually though, if they're abandoned, by the time you find them, they're wedged up in the strainers.
Yeah.
No, look, comes out on the shore that kind of easy. That's why I think someone may have just parked it there.
Yeah. Is it anything like this up in Rosman? I know it's shallower and all, but is the water moving the same roughly?
A little bit less.
A little less? All right.
Yeah, it's also more winding, so you're going to have a lot more curves.
Oh, that's good. I like that actually. One of my new things from my channel, you'll literally have just been thinking about introducing it, but I've realized with my adventure, it's what's around the next bend, which is true both with boating, kayaking. I'm always wanting to know what's around that next bend.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do something like where when I leave, like when I close out with good times, something about see you around the next bend, what you think's around the next bend, because that really embodies what I am doing.
I've just been trying to go to a lot of different new places. Like we did a cave kayaking about a month and a half ago.
Really? I didn't see that one. That would be cool.
That's actually got my best views so far.
Good, how are y'all? Yeah, it's kind of fun. I'm looking forward to building up though. Yeah. Yeah, if you make it up to Western North Carolina, this is a good little afternoon or morning trip. I can see where you want to do it in the afternoon or the morning, not midday, because it might be kind of hot.
Well, unless you just wanted to float.
Yeah.
It's buried along the bank.